Hi everyone, this is Mr. Bulasan from the IB office, and today I'm going to talk about habits we could instill as mindful news consumers, especially during this time of the COVID-19 pandemic, wherein there's so much information available online. And so, by observing these habits, I hope we'd be able to navigate better the social media environment which we're all in right now, and we'd be able to sieve through the news articles that we read in order to gain information that would serve valuable. The first habit would have to be reading past the headline. So this would mean you don't rely solely on the headline alone, but you actually read the article and don't base your understanding of what's happening simply by the headline. Because a lot of times, like a grabber, a headline is just there to really grab your attention, but it's not really there really to tell you what is the whole content. Unfortunately, in a study by the Columbia University, it was found that 60% of users share news articles without even really reading what's in them. They just simply base it on the headline itself. The second habit we could observe as mindful news consumers is to slow down but to still follow the news. This means that we don't do action simply based on the breaking news or based on what's just in, because journalistic truth tends to be provisional. It means that the story will develop further as new stories eventually emerge. So what may be true now or what may be acceptable now may not be acceptable tomorrow. So we have to be very critical with the things that we read, and we don't just simply accept them for what they are. So the third habit that we have to be practicing as mindful news consumers is to actually check our sources. And it doesn't just simply mean that we're making sure that we're getting the information from valid news sources, but actually checking who we're getting this information from. For example, there are news articles that even if they give you a specific agenda or a specific direction, but the person who actually shares them may put some interpretations to it. So make sure that when you read the news, make sure that you have a variety of sources that you consider and not just simply one, because in the United States, it's actually undeniable that news outlets are biased. In the Philippines, we're a little bit more conservative. News outlets don't really declare if they're biased, but at some point, looking at the pattern, looking at the wording, looking at the way they phrase things or narrate things, it kind of gives us already an indication of their biases. So check your sources, check multiple sources. The fourth habit of mindful news consumers is that they actually watch their emotions. And a lot of times emotions serve as a great barrier for us to identify reliable information or for us to even to understand really what's going on. Because do know that news articles are there to capture you, to at some point draw you into what they're trying to say. They make use of specific rhetorical devices to make you at some point buy the information that is being said. And if we rely simply on our emotions, that can actually cloud our judgment. And sometimes even we don't understand fully the bigger picture if we just simply rely on our emotion, which was triggered by the news article we've read. So when you read a news article, read it twice. First one, sure, you can be emotional. The second one, read it again. This time without emotions and try to see the hard facts to get. The fifth habit that we have to observe as mindful news consumers is to practice good information hygiene. Similar to us now, observing good hygiene by washing our hands or covering our mouth when we sneeze or when we cough. Similar to that, when we spend 20 seconds or even more scrubbing our hands, making sure they're squeaky clean, that's also the kind of effort that we have to put whenever we read information, whenever we read the news. Those are my 5 tips, habits, which we can practice as mindful news consumers. So yeah, I noticed while taking this video, I've been touching my face. So I'm gonna put some alcohol on my hand now, make sure that I observe habit number 5. So observe good hygiene. Thank you.